For me, hindi factor yung weight that much. Kasi, if you look at our Olympic champion for the men's, iba yung katawan niya. Hindi siya yung lean na person. And
Olympic champion worldwide?
Olympic champion,
Yes, sorry.
Siya yung Olympics na kaya talaga. Pang-Olympic world champion din yan. Ano ba yung supplements nila?
Cut.
Yung totoo, ano naman na?
Papaya tayo sa
Hi everyone, hi Waking Nation, it's your boy Justin and welcome to another episode of the Waking Podcast.
So iba yung episode natin yun. It's a endurance edition, Coach Justin, no? And I'm very excited personally because we're in the presence of triathlon greatness. So ano yan, tip yan on who's our guest for today.
So Waking Nation, masyadong mahaba yung achievements ng dalawang guests natin. So mas kilala sila ni Coach Luigi, pero ako idol ko.
Hindi ako coach.
Okay. Mas kilala sila ni Luigi since he's also a triathlete. So, Coach, introduce them na.
Okay. Hindi ako yung coach. Coach
Okay.
Coach yung guest natin.
Idol. Introduce mo na sila.
So, Waking Nation, you're in for a treat for this episode because we're here with the legends of the sport. We're here with the two top women in triathlon in their respective generations and era. So, first one to introduce would be a 6-time SEA Games gold medalist, Miss Kim Mangrobang. And of course, her coach and my coach, one of the legends of the sport, 3-time Kona finisher, first woman to do so in the Philippines. And she's the first woman, Filipino, to also finish Challenge Roth. So, talagang the ultimate legend, my idol. and the coach and the nanay of Philippine triathlon, Coach Annie De Leon Brown. Okay lang ba yung mawala pa kami?
Okay lang.
Sorry, ako yung nag-start. Kasi yung ganda ng ganda, pinapapalakpak ako.
Natural lang.
So sobrang nakakabilib naman talaga and hindi mo i-doubt si Coach Annie kasi isipin mo, ikaw, kino-coach ka niya and si Ma'am Kim, di ba? Okay, pares kayong top athletes dito sa Philippines.
Si Kim.
Okay, Coach. So magsimula tayo sa mga tanong nating mahirap para sa dalawa nating guests. First, we're very interested or yung mga viewers natin kung paano ba nag-start si Coach Annie? Growing up, paano ka nag-start sa triathlon? Yan.
It wasn't really like an instant thing or a decision that I made. Pero parang gradually it led to that. I was aiming for something else as a career. And but during school days, I was invited to join the swim team. But
High school ba to, ma?
High school. Kasi, actually talagang, serendipitous lang. Kasi my sister had asthma. And the doctor advised her to take up swimming. And yung, hatid sundo. Kailangan lang sumabay ako. Ganun lang. So, napaswimming rin ako. And then later on, I enjoyed it. And then later on, I became officially part of the team. And then, when I was in college, for UP, same.
Sa UP ka rin nag-high school, ma'am?
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, UP since nursery.
Saang UP to?
Diliman.
Oo.
So, when I was in college, the coach said, he chose about a dozen of us. They said, there's a triathlon, mag-cross-training kayo. Kami naman, we didn't really know what it was, and then we just agreed kasi syempre,
Wait lang ma'am,
sumusunod kami sa coach.
paano yung mga bikes nyo?
Nanghiram sa mekaniko.
Oh.
Yung bike ko, hiniram ko sa mekaniko sa isang bike shop sa Kalayaan Avenue sa QC. Ano pa siya? Chromoly, metal, super bigat. Tapos yung shift niya dun sa top tube pa. I don't know if nakakita ko yung bike na ganun.
Ma'am, anong distance to?
Olympic distance lang kasi yung dati, which is 1.5K, 40K, and 10K. So that was Subic International Triathlon. And we would train for like 3 to 4 months. And then, that was the only race. And then, rest na ulit. Kasi it wasn't really like a full calendar. Anyway, I joined it and with the rest of the swim team, nauna kami sa swim. Tapos after like 5 minutes, naiwan na kami lahat sa bike. Hindi namin na-realize meron palang sport-specific fitness. And from that very first race, I got challenged. Wow, like this is so hard. And I guess before that day, I didn't realize that anything could be so difficult. Also, I was still young. I was 19, basically.
Ma'am, did you also take up sports science?
No, I took up interior design.
Oh.
Just why I meant I didn't really intend to pursue this initially. So after graduation, after that first taste in triathlon, I continued on with my path that I planned, and then practiced interior design for 7 years. But then, I felt sluggish. I needed to continue exercising, and I said, why don't I do the triathlon thing? Because it's sayang naman I started it na, and then all of my friends were into it. So
wait lang ma'am.
well.
So ito pa lang yung naging start ng triathlon career mo. 7 years into the interior design work.
I would say 1998 was when I decided, okay, so my first race yung pinasali kami ng coach ng swim team na. 1994 yun. Between, I would say, 96 ako graduate sa college. And then I worked immediately. Actually, I was already working when I was in 3rd year for a firm. So, while I was working, ayun nga, I gained a bit of weight, and then I felt sluggish and I wanted to exercise because I've been mostly doing sports as a side thing since high school.
Pero nung nag-work ka, hindi ka sumasali ng triathlons nun?
If ever, siguro mga fun. Nothing that I remember that was Pero nung around 1998, I think I got interested again because they announced that Sydney Olympics would include triathlon. And then they said, okay, later on they will add that in the SEA Games. So it's like, I think maybe I can try that. You have to remember, we were like the first few people that talagang wala pang yung sport nun eh.
Yun ang triathlon.
Merong mga events, sabihin na natin, 4 times a year, tops. Oo, kasama na lahat ng distance. So, medyo nagbe-build up pa lang. So, konti pa ng, mga sabihin natin 300. I'm not sure, I don't know the exact number.
300 athletes?
Yeah, total.
Total.
For the whole triathlon community. But then after that, early 2000s, nag-build up na. Kasi I guess the 2000 Sydney Olympics did make an impact. And then they started announcing we're gonna prepare the next SEA Games will have triathlon. And then, yun na, me and my teammates, by I think 2000 ako naging national team eh.
Year 2000? I
think, yeah. Yeah, 2000.
And ilan taong kayo doon, ma'am?
25.
25?
Yeah, 25. So, and then the first SEA Games was 2005, which is actually the year that I met Kim.
Okay.
She was, maybe we'll segue to how she would remember it more actually because ikaw na magsabi.
Yeah, Kim. Nung na-meet ka ni Coach Annie noong 2005, I mean, how did your triathlon career started pala? Sorry.
Swimmer kasi ako that time. I mean, mostly swimming yung ginagawa ko. And then yung coach ko is triathlete. So, lagi kaming nanonood ng mga triathlon races and sobrang laki ng impact na nagkaroon ng SEA Games Philippines in 2005. So, wala akong kilala. I mean, wala akong kilala kung sino mag-race. Pero, naririnig-rinig ko na Annie De Leon, Sandra Arroyo. And then, syempre, gusto ko silang makita kung paano talaga yung triathlon international that time. So, parang super bata ko pa talaga.
How old were you noong 2005?
Ilang taon na ako nun? Mga
Kailan birthday mo?
September 4. Ano bang i-bleep yun?
So, noong 2001, ano na siya?
2005.
11.
Oo,
11 na siya.
11.
10, hindi. Na siya, noong 2001.
Ay, sorry.
10 years old. 14.
Ayun, mga
Ah,
ganun.
14.
13 to 14, yan.
You were a swimmer pa by then?
Swimmer ako,
Same
nag-start.
with
Oo.
me.
Okay.
And then, nanood lang kami ng SEA Games. Naalala ko nun, parang Thursday ata yun. Nag-absent ako sa school nun. Tapos umalis kami ng Santa Rosa ng 2 a.m. just to watch SEA Games triathlon. And then, yung nandun na, syempre, nakikita ko lahat sila naka-uniform ng national team. Sabi ko, grabe, nakakakaba. Tapos lahat ng Filipino. Kasi sa Subic talagang support. As in, SEA Games support yung level. Tapos, nandun ako, nanonood ako sa kanila. Nila-line up sila. Ani De Leon, Philippines. Sandra Arroyo, Philippines. Naalala ko, sobrang nanginginig yung tuhod ko that time. Nanonood lang ako. As in, di ko alam talaga yung total na nangyayari. Tapos sabi ko sa sarili ko, if sa akin mangyari yan, yung pressure na ang daming lumalapit sa kanila, good luck, galingan nyo para sa bayan. Kung sa akin mangyari yan, parang feeling ko magkukulaps ako
Okay.
that time. Kasi grabe yung pressure ang lahat, yung buong Subic na, ano yung
Boardwalk.
Sobrang puno yon that time. So sabi ko nakaka-pressure pag ako yung magre-race. And then, yun, nag-race na. And then after ng triathlon, nakita ko si Coach Annie, si Sandra nag-second place, si Coach Annie fourth that time. Sabi ko, and nakita ko gaano kahirap yung triathlon. After that, sabi ko, gusto ko na maging triathlete talaga. So, from that, nag-start na ako, as in, nag-training na ako ng triathlon. Parang doon talaga nag-start yung triathlon career ko nung napanood ko yung SEA Games Philippines in 2005.
So it's
Namit-
when you
Yeah,
watched
watch
triathlon
Coach
for the
Annie,
first
yeah.
time. That's when you decided that
Yes.
I want to do triathlon.
Yes.
Is this a famous picture na yung kayo magkasama? Is that
I think that's the year after.
the year after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sa National Duathlon Championships yun.
Okay.
Or Asian.
Yeah, Asian.
Asian Duathlon Championships.
And then who discovered you? I mean going to triathlon, going up to the national team. Who discovered you and
Yeah, so nag-start ako ng swimming ng 9 years old ako. And then, super payat ko nung bata ko and super liit ko. Compare, syempre, ka-age group ko dati sila Claire Ador na sa swimming.
Okay.
Which is, Claire is mas malaki sa akin before. Pag nag-dive kami, nasa kalahati na agad sila lang. 5 meters pa lang yun sa swim ko. And then, sabi ng coach ko sa akin na, since cross-training kami ng running, and parang nakikita niya medyo malakas ako mag-run, bakit hindi mo mag-try out for triathlon? So, naalala ko yung national team dati is tryout para makapasok ka sa national team. So, naalala ko dati yung tryout is 1.5K swim, then 3K run sa ultra.
Okay.
So, Pasig siya. Tapos, yung kailangan mo lang atang kunin na time nun for 1.5 is 30 minutes. Then, sa 3K, parang 14 or 15. Hindi ko na maalala. Tapos naalala ko yung time ko nung 1.5 is 27 minutes. Sa pool. Sa
Okay.
pool ng ultra. Tapos yung run ko is 9:34.
Wow, ang bilis mo na nun.
Kasi yung bata, usually pag bata ka naman, ang alam mo lang speed is sprint.
Yeah.
Pero 9
Yeah,
minutes.
that's really fast.
3 minutes per kilometer?
Yes.
Sprint. As in,
That's really
all
fast.
out.
I don't think I can even run 1K in 3 minutes eh.
Pero yung sa Facebook coach.
Kaya mo ba yan, coach? Ay, coach na
Hindi ko kaya yun.
Yung 3K?
Kaya niya yun for
Ay, 1K,
2K
3
kaya niya yun.
Probably for 500 meters, pero after that, hindi na.
Kaya mo
hindi na,
siguro
hindi na.
mga... Anyway.
Grabe.
Anyways. So after that, so nakita niya na...
So that time, so since pasok yung times ko for national team, pumasok na agad ako sa national team that time. And then, from there, nag-start na ako mag-compete abroad. Yung first race ko abroad was in Singapore. Tapos, walang nag-expect. Kasi never akong nag-race abroad. So, hindi ko alam yung nangyayari. Alam ko lang swim, bike, run. Yun na yung pagkasunod-sunod. Tapos, pag-cross ko ng finish line, ang kasama ko na coach that time, si Coach Peter Gonzalez. Sabi niya sa akin, alam mo, second ka.
National team na ba to?
Oh, national team na ako nito. Kakapasok ko lang. Sabi ko, Talaga. Tapos yung gabi, parang hiwalay pa kasi yung awarding before. Sa umaga race, tapos sa gabi awarding, tapos may dinner. Tapos inawardan niya ako second place.
Okay.
Tapos parang gulat na gulat ako. So yung national team, sobrang tuwan-tuwa kasi pagbalik ko ng Philippines, may award ako. I mean, may re-report sila sa PSC that time. So sumasama na ako sa Asian Championships. Tapos doon ko parang naging close si Coach Annie na parang teammate level na kami. Teammate. So, nagsama tayo sa China, Korea. Madami kami pinagsamahan na races.
Although, nagko-coach na ako nun. Technically, nag-resign na ako as part of the national team as an athlete noong 2006.
Okay.
But then they said to me, why don't you coach? So, I started as a grassroots coach. Pero nung nagko-coach ako, sumasama ako sa race nila, sinasabihan ako nung president namin, Sir Tom, sumali ka na rin. Sabi ko, okay. So parang yun yung sinasabi niya na time. But actually, technically, I was not really an athlete anymore for the team. I was still training, but I was really a coach na, technically, by that time.
So technically, you won your first race, the
Second.
first international race mo.
Yes, that was Osim Singapore. Osim Singapore. 2005.
Wow.
How young did you start training?
Swimming 9 years old.
9 years old. Tapos nung nag-race ka dito, nung nag-try out ka, mga 13 years old ka nun.
14.
Pero hindi ko ba't ang bilis niya na agad tumakbo, no?
Pag bata kasi, ang alam mo lang speed is sprint.
Yeah.
But still, sobrang impressive nun, di
It's
ba?
still it's impressive even now.
Oo.
At that time, nung nag-qualify ka, talagang na-feel mo na parang, I really want to do this. I really want to do triathlon. Mas na-inspire ka lalo to really pursue the sport?
Yes, kasi syempre, pag bata ka, ang goal mo that time, naalala ko sa swim team namin, yung goal is maging national team. Any sport like swimming, triathlon. So yung nabigyan ako ng uniform na may Philippine sa likod. Everyday ko suot sa swimming pool.
Naging national team ka ng swimming?
No, ng triathlon agad. So, nung national team triathlon ako, nabigyan ako agad ng uniform. Tapos, may Philippines sa likod. Sobrang nakaka-proud actually. Everyday ko suot yun sa swimming pool kahit yung training namin 4 p.m. Naka-jacket na Naka-jacket na agad ako.
Saan ka ba nag-school?
Sa Dominican College ako nag-high school.
Sa
Santa Rosa.
Okay. So, taga Santa Rosa ka talaga?
Taga Santa Rosa talaga ako. Pero pinanganak ako sa Manila.
Okay.
So, yun yung story.
Sobrang impressive kasi hindi ko makalimutan yung run niya
Yung
no?
9:30.
Kasi ako, tinatry ko talagang maging mabilis na runner ngayon Pero, ang hirap na hirap ako.
Kasi nauso yung mga hybrid athletes, yun nata yung goal mo.
So, Coach Annie, syempre madami kang mga athletes, di ba? Sa narinig ko kay Kim, parang ang dating is, she's talaga siya, parang gifted talaga siya.
Yes.
Di ba? So, may mga athletes ka rin ba na...
So, with Kim, sorry, continue your question.
May mga athletes ka rin ba na...
I just assumed the ending.
Ayun.
Yeah.
Tama, may mga athletes ka rin ba na masasabi mo na not as gifted, di ba?
So you get a really good mix. I would say Kim is gifted, yes, in running. So that came as a natural ability for her. But I wouldn't say that she's a naturally gifted swimmer and biker. So she had to work really hard to be good in those two. So you get a little mix of everything. So some people some people come to me and then they're good bikers, and then they don't know how to swim. Or some people, like, I have some athletes na swimming background. And then, ang tagal matuto tumakbo. Kasi, daming injury sa legs, hindi sanay sa, sa resistance sa land. So, it takes time. So, yes. So, you have to individualize kung ano yung magiging progression nila. Kasi iba-iba talaga. Very rare yung pag dumating sa'yo, ang lakas na mag-swim, bike, and run naturally. That's very rare. I actually have yet to see na. So, maybe a little bit decent, but not really like, I would say na 100 agad sa lahat. I haven't seen that. And more often than not, I would say that siguro 75% of the athletes are not really good in any na, like sabihin mo gifted.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
But they have to work for it. Very, very, very few lang yung may parang gifted in one sport. So, if any, if meron at all. So, yung tatlo, I haven't seen that na yung magaling kaagad. So, sabihin na natin 75%, ano pa talaga? When they arrive, talagang have to work on all three. And that's the typical profile of any triathlete, I would say. Yeah.
Kasi coach, gusto kong marinig na may mga, gusto kong narinig yung mga storya na mabagal sila dati. Kasi ako mabagal ako ngayon.
Yun nga, I would say 75% of the athletes are like that. And they have to work for it. This is why I keep saying this. I love this sport because you can see with the amount of work you put in, that is the equivalent result that you get. So makikita mo talaga.
It's an honest sport.
Yeah, it is an honest sport. It's a blue-collar sport. Mm-hmm. You can't really okay, I'm good, so I'm not gonna train for a week, It doesn't work like that. As you can see, she said, we have training tomorrow early, every day. In fact, it's even harder when you've already been on top for so long. It's even harder to sustain that. We have to work extra.
Gaano kahirap ang training or ang trabaho ng si Ma'am Kim, national athlete ng triathlon. Ilang hours?
How many hours a week?
How many hours a day and a week?
Yeah, so kami, usually nagtitraining kami 2 times a day. So morning and afternoon.
How early in the morning?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Tapos
ilang oras to?
2 and 2.5.
2.5 hours in the morning. Ano to? Endurance?
Depends kung ano yung nasa program. Kasi hindi naman pare-parehas everyday yung ginagawa namin.
Okay. But usually?
Basta everyday may swimming kami.
Oh,
so
everyday swimming.
So, pwedeng combination, run, swim, bike, swim.
2.5 hours. Pero kung 2.5 hours in the morning, tapos sa afternoon?
2.5 rin.
5 hours a day.
Then nagulat ako kasi yung training pala ng elite, everyday may swim. So coach, sa age groupers kasi, siguro you give us every other day.
Yes.
Why, sa elite, why focus on having daily swims, especially for your athletes?
A number of reasons. I guess number one would be logistics. A lot of the age groupers work.
Correct.
So I can't expect everyone to prioritize the training over their family or career or personal life or whatever, right? But the athletes, that's the bulk of their day. For the full-time athletes, that's the bulk of their day. And I have to kind of balance out the three throughout the week. Para naman meron kayong key swim, key bike, key run, and it's not just once, right? Two per sport, kunwari, di ba? So it's gonna be too taxing. If the age grouper is like a typical person who has an 8 to 5 or something similar, right? And then uwi pa dito, traffic. Maraming factors. So logistics is one. Number two, most age groupers train for longer distance. So if you're training for 70.3 or a full Ironman, the bulk of that event is the bike leg.
Correct. Mm.
That's more than half of the race, actually, the bike leg. So I focus a lot more on the bike and the run for those particular athletes. Of course, I would prefer that they swim also as much as they can, but I'm just being realistic. Even if I put 4 sessions in a week there, I know that the compliance will be low. So I just really need to make sure that they can see, okay, ito yung meat ng program, ito na lang yung gawin natin. But then if they say, Coach, I have vacation leave 2 weeks, then I can add extra swim. So for them, it's such a high intensity event. They're swimming shorter, in general, their whole distance is shorter, but it's a different kind of tough. So the long distance is tough because it's like endurance, patience, pacing, nutrition,
Correct.
etc. Yung sa kanila, it's tough in the sense of like your red line from start to finish, almost like it's super high intensity. So in the dynamics of their swim, you're fighting. You're fighting in the water
So,
for a spot.
so-
And you have to be really used to high heart rate.
Question kay Coach.
Ah.
Coach, you mentioned kanina about the difference of being an elite athlete and age group athlete. Siguro a question ko to both you and Kim. What does it take for you if you're, let's say you're an age grouper and you want to be competing at the elite level? What can you say would be the difference between an age grouper and an elite in terms of mindset and habits, etc.? What can you say about the difference of the two?
For us, kasi ako tinitreat ko yung career ko now as trabaho talaga siya. I don't know sa age group. I mean, baka
Iba
sa
hobby.
kanila hobby,
Yeah.
for leisure, for fun. Pero ako kasi tinitreat ko siya as trabaho ko na. Since nanalo ako ng SEA Games 2005 silver, parang nirecognise 2015. 15. Si Coach Ayon. 2015, parang na-recognize ko na parang ito na yung gagawin ko and magko-commit ako until ma-achieve ko yung mga goals ko dito. I mean, gagawin ko lahat ng power ko para dito sa sport na to. So, yun yung mindset ko. Pero hindi ko alam as dun sa perspective ng age groupers kung ano yung nila, yung parang goal nila or... Pero alam ko parang mostly parang for fun. Kasi ang dami nagsasabi sa akin ng age group na sobrang nag-enjoy sila, lalo na yung community ng triathlon dito sa Philippines.
Sino nag-enjoy age grouper?
Yeah, I mean, for us kasi, I mean, sometimes we do it for the social aspect of it, or it's either after zoning out of work, you do something else to, I mean, relieve your stress. So, ito yung stress reliever ng most age group triathletes. So, I think,
Pag sinabi mo mga age groupers, mga 30 and above,
no, I mean, kumbaga it's an amateur
Category.
category.
Amateur pag
Yeah.
age group.
So, si Kim would be on the elite level competing at the Olympics. So, yeah, yun yung difference. So, nabanggit ni Coach Annie kanina na it's harder for you to sustain a championship because you three have been champion in your sports at different points of your in time, no? But I mean, yun nga, ano yung mindset mo? Kasi let's say you won SEA Games 6 times. The first time after you won it, I mean, going to the second, ano yung mindset mo na, ito na naman, SEA Games na naman. I mean, ano yung mindset mo to really be hungry for another gold medal?
Yeah, sa akin kasi, yung pangalawang gold ko, mas mahirap na siya. Kasi for me, lahat nakatingin na sa akin. I mean, no room for mistake. And then, yung tinatry ko yung second gold ko sa SEA Games was in Philippines. So, lalo siyang mas mahirap sa
Sobrang
akin.
pressure, of course. Home court.
Naalala ko noon na nasa transition ako, nagrarak ako ng bike. Tapos parang sabi ko, napaupo ako dun sa carpet. Sabi ko, kinakabahan talaga ako. Tapos, ang dami nakakarinig sa akin. Tapos sinasabi lang, ba't ka kinakabahan? Kayang-kaya mo naman yun. Sabi ko, lahat kayo nakatingin sa akin dito.
Yeah.
Pwede bang talikod muna kayo? As in, literal yung, kasi naglalagay kaming rubber band para sa bike, sa shoes. Sabi ko, yung paglalagay lang ng rubber band ko, hindi ko ma-shoot dun sa, ano ba yung tawag dun? Sa
bike.
Sa sabitan ng bike. Kasi nanginginig ako. Sabi ko, paano ko ba gagawin to? Parang lahat, all eyes is on me. Parang natatakot talaga ako.
Yung kaba mo ba na yun, pag kinakabahan ka, nanginginig ka, you think detrimental yun sa performance mo?
Parang tinitreat ko siya as parang motivation ko na kailangan ko mas pag-push hard. And that time, ang kinakausap ko lang yung sarili ko na ginawa ko lahat. Nag-swim ako ng mahirap, nag-bike ako ng mahirap.
So
sa
yung
training.
kaba mo, hindi naman siya ikinakataas ng heart rate mo sa race?
Hindi. Actually, parang saktong kaba lang siya just to move you forward.
Okay.
Parang ganon.
Yeah, sometimes pag may kaba ka, I think that's where you give out your best performance,
Yes.
di ba? Pero I mean, na-mention mo kanina yung pressure sa'yo was so high. So, how does Kim Mangrobang handle pressure?
Ngayon, like, hindi ko na lang pinapansin yung mga, like, pressure sa akin. Kasi alam kong ginagawa ko lahat para, like, ginagawa ko yung proper training ko. Mas more on dun ako nakafocus than iniisip ko yung mga expectation ng ibang tao sa akin.
Pero, ano naman, coming into the race, like, kunyari, coming age groupers, of course, may kaba yan eh. You think about the race, what's gonna happen, am I gonna do wrong? I'm sure may mga ganun din bang pumapasok sa utak mo coming into the race, and how do you block off or ano yung iniisip mo towards going to the week of the race?
Yung ginagawa ko usually is gumagawa ko ng checklist sa sarili ko na check ko lahat if nagawa ko lahat. And mas more on dun ako nagko-concentrate, nagpo-focus than dun sa mga pwedeng maling mangyari. Pero of course, madami pa ring mechanical problem na hindi ko makontrol. Pero syempre, hindi ko problemahin pa yun kasi hindi pa naman nangyari. So, mas more on dun sa checklist ako na nakafocus kung ano yung mga tama kong nagawa before the race at saka yung mga pwede kong gawin during the race.
So, no, Coach, no? So, it's very important, Waking Nation, to be prepared. Coming to the competition.
Kasi the more prepared you are, mas hindi ka kakabahan.
Yeah.
Wait, totoo ba yan para sa inyo?
That's for Kim.
Yeah.
Actually, sa amin sa CrossFit, recently, ang daming mga top athletes sa amin, lalo na sa female category, na parang nababurnout sila. Tapos, to the point na humihinto sila sa amin CrossFit, humihinto sila mag-CrossFit. Sa atin ba, dito sa atin, sa triathlon community natin, nangyayari din ba yung mga ganun, ma'am? Yung mga nababurnout?
Oo naman. Kasi, as you can see, they have to train every day. And we're not robots. So, as much as possible, even during a small cycle like a week, not all the days or not all the sessions are meant to be done hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for like a macro cycle or annually, you build up depending on what races are the most important. You try your best, right? You build up and then you peak during race week, and then after race week, you schedule a recovery period. Of course, we do all of that. But then sometimes, it's still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how much pressure or like how important the event is. Like, admittedly, last year, both
SEA
Kim and
Games.
our other athletes, so we did SEA Games, we did Asian Games, and then towards the last half of the year, they competed in so many World Cups because we were trying to accumulate more points for the Olympic circuit. And I could see that they were both getting really tired. But parang there was no other way out of it because that was the schedule. But at the end of the year, they both said, Coach, we need to really have
A week off.
no, a month.
Wow.
And they gave them that. They really needed it. Which is very unusual, like a whole, of course, they're not doing zero, but they were doing unstructured training, which is like really long for them. Because sometimes you have to really, you can't, especially for Kim, this is her 20th year.
Wow.
This year, doing triathlon. So something's, you can't like sustain forever. You have to give your body a chance to recover, and not just physically, emotionally, mentally. We go through disappointments. Of course, you've been talking about all her wins, but
Yeah.
syempre may kakambal yun na failures
Correct,
that
correct.
people don't highlight or don't even see that we struggle through every single day, right? So it's hard. It takes a lot of like motivation, self-motivation to boost yourself. Okay, I can do this. But honestly, you also need to take a break from doing that stuff. It's understandable. So ayun, we have to schedule that. During the weekend, we have an easy day, and then every month or so, may mga easier week. But, yun nga, even if you do plot those in, possible pa rin talaga na mangyari yun. And then you just have to let your body recover.
Usually, coach, ako kasi parang ako as an athlete din sa CrossFit. Ang ginagawa ko, parang hindi ako ma-burnout. Hindi ako nag-join ng madaming competition.
Oo.
Binabawasan ko yung mga competition sa sasalihan ko.
Oo, malaki talagang factor yun. That's why nga last year was really hard and I could totally understand why they experienced some emotional and mental burnout. Because we could not change the calendar.
Sila ba, coach? Gano'ng kadami ang competitions na sinasalihan nila?
Sabihin na natin 10 to 12 a year.
A year? Madami.
Yeah.
So almost once a month.
Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned that it's important to recover and balance out your life.
Yeah.
So many of you don't know, Coach Annie is also an artist.
Singer?
Pwede, give me the mic. Joke lang. Any requests?
Anong ginagawa ni Coach Annie?
Singer, dancing.
Hindi nga.
Coach Annie actually is with a family of artists, arts, mga
Painting,
yan.
sculpting.
Many
Music.
people
Family ko.
don't know that Coach Annie sobrang galing niya mag-paint.
Huwag naman sobrang. I
For me,
try.
kasi ako wala akong alam sa painting, pero nakikita ko, ganda ng painting ni Coach Annie.
Well, it is an outlet. So there's different kinds of recovery. So for your mental and emotional well-being, you can do like sinatawag natin passive recovery, which is just lying down and doing nothing, maybe watching Netflix. That's passive. Active recovery, you do something, you're moving leisurely, very light work. And then there's also creative outlets like writing, music, art. So that also nurtures my well-being, and I see that as recovery for myself. So
Si Kim naman.
it's good if you can have something like that.
Si Kim naman, ano yung...
Cooking!
Si Coach Annie. So, balita ko, cooking magaling to eh.
Cooking!
Balita ko, magaling magluto ng rice si Kim Mangrobang.
Oh, wait lang. May tanong si Sir Nigel. Sino daw ang pinagluluto?
Teammates. Yung aso niya.
Actually, ito, isa pang question na hinanda ko. Hinanda talaga.
May baon.
Teka, Coach, di ba sinasagot ni Kim?
Sagot mo.
Oh, sagutin mo muna yung talent mo.
Talaga? Cooking nga.
Cooking nga.
I mean, if you're...
Gumaling na siya. Noong una,
So, makakasunog ako ng bahay.
Hindi na magreklamo sila Rambo Chicano.
noong una talagang medyo tagilid.
Ito talaga yung pinakatanong doon, di ba? Yung parang, aside from being a triathlete, what are you? Parang,
Ano yung mga hindi pa natin alam?
Oo.
ng tao.
Kay Coach Annie and...
Yun nga, so si
Mangrobang.
Coach Annie ay artist.
Some
Aside-
people know, pero I think that question, it's
So you-
even ako hindi ko alam. Baka may hindi sinasabi.
Coach,
si
meron pa ba
Annie.
kaming hindi alam?
That I actually am not an extrovert.
You're an
Ay,
introvert.
Yeah, I'm an introvert.
Pareho pala tayo, Coach.
Oo.
Ako rin eh.
Pero people just assume that I am, and wala. I guess that's something that...
How about you?
Sobrang open book ko kung nakikita mo.
So, extrovert ka?
Hindi.
Kung makikita mo ako, yun na yun.
Talaga?
What to see is what to get.
Yes, exactly. Pero introverted rin siya.
Pero meron ba kaming hindi alam about
Wala. I mean, halos
Yun na yun.
lahat nakapost sa social.
Na sobrang open book niya, yung sabihin ngayon, no?
Mukhang may pinupunto ka, Coach. Gusto mo yung point.
Oo.
Tanong mo na kung ano.
Nag-search kasi ako sa Google.
Hindi, kanina,
Kim Mangrobang.
nung wala pa
Joke lang.
silang dalawa, nung nag-intro tayo, sabi mo kagad, my crush.
Ay, hindi.
Ba't tayo ba na? Kaya sabi mo, teka muna, mag-ingat ako sino yung crush mo.
Hindi na siguro ako.
Wait lang. Hindi ko naman binanggit kung sino yung crush ko. Apat tayo dito, oh.
Sure, ah.
Kaya binalaan na kita. Coach ko yung
Si Luigi pala eh, no? Yung crush.
Kasi ako lang
Bantay ka,
masasabi
bantay
kay
kita.
Kim, yung alam ng squad niya pero hindi siguro alam ng iba. Grabe tumang budol. Like, okay, I guess na minsan magsasabi siya, Coach, ano tayo ngayon? Ride tayo sa kay Labne. Oh, wala nang magagawa yung ibang teammates niya.
Ride saan, coach?
Kunwari, like,
It's a long, parang...
oo. Wala nang magagawa
Long
yung mga,
ride.
oo. Like, sobrang hard na ano,
Sobrang hard na ride.
sobrang under-desire sa kanya yung mga boys. Tapos, not only sa ganon, pero minsan, like, as I was saying, yung December, binigyan ko siya ng off-season. Grabe. Coach, ano tayo? Rock climbing. Okay. Coach, ice skating tayo. Okay. Coach, parang pinapasaya namin siya.
Physically
Coach,
active pa rin
ano
naman
tayo?
pala.
Coach, punta tayo sa baler, surfing. Oh my gosh, okay, sige.
Yeah, nakita ko dami
Sobrang
mong
grabe.
beach pictures, no?
Super
noong
dami mang
December.
budol. Super grabe siya mang budol. Tapos walang magawa yung buong ano niya. Kasi batas. Oo, yun lang.
Malakas talaga. Yeah.
Sobra.
So talagang all out. Kung all out training, pag
Yes.
rest, all out.
Honestly, nag-pottery pa kami.
Wow.
Kung ano ginawa namin kasi parang hindi rin siya, binigyan namin siya ng rest, pero hindi rin siya mapakali. So kung ano-ano na lang ginawa namin para, nag-bowling pa tayo, di ba? Oo. Anyway.
How did it help you, Kim? Yung binigyan ka ng 1 month off ni
3 months
Coach
yun.
3 months?
Oh,
Two
yung
months yun.
yung 1 month talagang halos
Oo,
ano.
walang
Pero
may
yung
ano.
2 months, may gumagalaw ka na
Oo,
naman. Gumagalaw ka na naman.
Kasi sobrang tagal ko na sa sport. Parang never ako nag-break ng ganun kahaba. So, sobrang ganda siya sa mental health ko. As in, sabi ko, may iba palang life outside triathlon. I mean, doon ko lang
Yeah.
na-realize na, pwede pala ako mag-surfing. I mean, pwede pala akong pumuntang Siargao, mag-surfing. Pwede pala kami mag-pottery pag weekend. So, doon ko lang na-realize na, kasi, kung iisipin mo, kasi ako, tinitreat ko yung triathlon as, pag nagte-training ako, pag naka-swimsuit ako, swimmer ako. Pag pang bike jersey ako, cyclist ako. Pag naka-pang-run ako, runner ako. Ganun ko siya tinitreat. So, kung i-combine mo lang yun, 3 sport yun. So, wala na akong magagawa na iba. So, pagdating ko sa bahay, tulog, kumakain. So, yung nag-break ako ng 3 months, pwede pala mabuhay ng normal. Parang doon ko lang na-realize buong
Yes.
20 years ko sa career ko na may ibang life pala outside triathlon.
And I think you deserve that.
She
You
does.
really deserve
She does.
that.
That's why we also want to make her. We want to make her happy.
Yes.
Guys, tingin nyo ba, ang pagkakaroon ng relationship or boyfriend or girlfriend detrimental sa pagiging active? Hindi, serious question lang talaga.
Ay, masasagot ni Luigi yan.
Hindi, sinagot na ni Luigi kanina eh. Di ba? Oh, sige.
Kung ako tatanungin mo, ako helpful for me.
Sabi mo nga, bumilis ka, no?
Mas lumakas ako nung nagka-relationship ako. Shoutout nga pala sa...
Hi, Sai.
Oh. How about you, Coach Annie?
I mean,
Anong take mo?
I've seen both sides. Kasi as I've been coaching for a long time, and my personal experience also. So, it depends. Kung toxic yung relationship,
Hindi.
definitely no. Pero kung very supportive of each other, they work as a team, definitely yes. We've seen that. Even at the highest level in the Olympics, you can look at Gwen Jorgensen and Katie Safaris. Sobrang supportive sa kanila yung mga asawa nila na halos talagang talagang lahat ginagawa for them.
So, Lucy Charles, diba?
Exactly, Lucy Charles. So many. Yan, for the, whose
correct,
wife
yeah.
is an
Gold medalist.
Olympic gold medalist, just supporting him now. Grabe. So, definitely super helpful kung working as a team kayo.
Yeah.
But then, there are people who have toxic relationships then. I've seen that happen too. So, it's really case to case.
Yeah.
I see.
For me, nasa triathlon ng true love.
Bakit? Nalatweet mo si ano?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I don't know, let's ask him. Tingin mo ba?
Your Honor,
Ano
wala
ba
na
sabi
po
mo,
ako
Kim?
maalala.
Boyfriend niya yung bike niya ngayon.
Pero coach, paano kung magkakaroon ng boyfriend si Kim? Okay lang.
Wala problema.
Wala namang problema.
Inassume na lang, single ako
Hindi, kung magkakaroon, kung gusto ko lang makita.
They
yung
can
ano.
attest to that. I'm super supportive. Nakita naman nila eh.
Yes.
Pagka nagkaka-relationship yung mga yan, ano lang ako, parang if they want my advice, I will give it. If not, I shut up. But, syempre, pagka ano na, parang kailangan na mag-step in, I very rarely do that. But, in general,
Okay
I
naman.
super supportive ako sa kanila. Oo. Kasi, you know, I understand, you know, this is not, you have to live your life. You know, you have to be well balanced. And sometimes you find enjoyment in the sport and then you find your partner in the sport and then you stay longer in the sport. It's great.
So bagay, triathlon is di ba?
Mm.
Is an endurance sport.
Oh.
And may kasabihan, if you want to if you want to travel fast, travel alone.
Okay.
Di ba? If you want to travel far,
Travel
Together.
travel together.
Tama.
Coach, na kita ko yung mga most memorable races that you've done before. I've heard about all the accolades that you've done. Siguro ano yung mga most memorable experience in triathlon? And likewise to Kim.
So, the most memorable races, I would say, are the ones that I really retain in my memory bank are the hardest ones. And the ones that I really prepared for, those are the ones that really mean a lot to me still. Yung unang race ko, memorable just because it's my first, and then like, it clicked, it turned a switch on inside of me, and then yung Kona, it will forever stay on the top, and then yung SEA Games ko, which is a bittersweet memory, but still really, I wouldn't change anything. So many things happened on the day and leading up to it, really. But then, because of that singular moment in time, parang it reshaped the rest of my path. Maybe if I had won a gold medal that day, I would have quit and not coached. But then, like, it made me really hungry. Like, the things that I couldn't do for myself, the support that I didn't really have when I was in the national team, I wanted to pay it forward, and I wanted to do better for the next generation. So yeah, I really wouldn't change anything. So those are the top. And then I would say the next ones are their races, not really mine. I would count a handful of races, yung mga first na Kona, ganyan. But then, now, I would even say they might pale in comparison to what they have achieved after my own races, or even equal. Kasi nga, I'm just so proud of them and so proud of the work that we've done and continue to do together. And it doesn't stop there. I plan to, we have plans to continue to push higher and higher.
Wow. Kim?
Syempre yung SEA Games Philippines. Iba pa rin talaga yung impact na nagawa ng SEA Games Philippines, lalo na sa triathlon community dito. And of course, yung isa, yung last year na SEA Games. Kasi grabe yung pag-coach ni Coach Annie that time. If nakikita mo, grabe yung support niya that day. Kasi medyo, mahirap last year. Mahirap yung race, yung course, and everything. So, medyo memorable rin siya sa akin.
Ano lang ako dun sa nabanggit mo nung kung paano mag-cheer si Coach, no? So we see her talking so elegant, parang very mild lang, pero pagdating sa support,
Sorry lang na.
Coach, bakit pa nag-support ka parang nagagalit ka sa akin?
Dapat i-play dito yung
Parang
ano.
nag-iba ng switch si Coach eh. Coach, anong what's going through your head pag nasa support mode ka?
You know, I think I really believe in you guys and what you're capable of doing, and I just want you to remember that. And I only have a small window to see you as you pass. So I kind of like, it's all bottled up in that one. I can't it's like all the energy I have to like send to you in one moment. Like you only pass for a few seconds, right? I guess I'm just trying to analyze that. I don't really know. Maybe it's just really natural for me to do that. I'm just really supportive.
Coach, usually ba pag nakikita mo sila sa race, are you trying to make them go faster, slower? Usually.
Siyempre faster.
Usually faster. Usually faster.
Okay, but you're right. You're right though. There are people who don't know how to pace themselves, and I do from time to time say, tone it down. You're going to. Actually, I've done it to her. Kasi I've done it to her because last, not the Cambodia SEA Games, the Vietnam SEA Games, she did 2 events, both standard distance, individual triathlon and individual duathlon. And I told her, huwag ka masyadong magpakaano sa duathlon kasi tired ka na. And then parang ang laki-laki na nga nung lead niya. Sabi ko, tama na muna kasi ma-over tayo. Meron like, you don't need to push that hard. But then she's competitive. Like even if I told her na it's okay, you can relax a little bit, but ayaw niya. Tapos meron din siyang iniisip na akala niya same lap. Pero nalap na niya yun eh. So I have done things like that na normally I ask them to. I don't really say go faster because that's kind of a useless cheer. I mean, obviously they're trying their best already.
So
I just say go, like it's
support lang, I mean.
Okay. You can't really do much. Because they have to do everything themselves. If you coach them correctly, then they should know what to do. But I know that my presence gives them a morale boost. So that's mostly what it is.
I see.
Siyempre, before the race, they prepared. I know they know what to do. So hindi ko na kailangan isa-isahin yung pag dumaan sila, di ba? Medyo may plano na naman na sila. So it's more of like encouragement lang talaga. I can't really say, you're too pangit naman yun, di ba? So I use my words rin na if I see that somebody's struggling, okay, make sure, I give them really, make sure you take a gel in the next station. Something like that. Depending on what the person may need. But very lang. Basic. Useful cheering lang.
Pero I disagree with Coach na minimal impact lang. I would say, I can speak towards the...
Ilang watts ba na dadagdagan?
I can speak towards the triathlon community. Kasi pag let's say Mother's Day or birthday, ang mga pinopost na mga athletes, usually yung times na chini-cheer sila ni Coach Annie. Kasi very memorable talaga. And she makes a very big impact in that small moment. Talagang she knows the right words to say and even the yung body language na. So, yeah, we wanna say thank you then, Coach, for that.
Meron daw dalawang kinds of coach. Yung isa tough love and yung isa nurturing ba? So, saan ba doon si Coach Annie?
Both.
Both.
Wala bang konting bias?
Medyo.
Parang natatakot kang sumagot, Luigi parang safe answer.
Yeah, I've experienced both kasi it depends on...
Coach, wala kang bias? Bias sa tough love, bias ng konti sa nurturing.
Ay, kasi depending on what the athlete needs eh.
Pag pasaway ka, syempre tough.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Pag
masunod ka na.
They know that.
Masunurin ka like si
Like me.
Mamitso, si Kim.
Like
Yan,
me.
yan.
Kaya favorite ako ni Coach Annie.
Ayan.
Okay.
Siya daw ang favorite. Guys, kaya actually yung community nagsalitaan. Nagsabi si Kim Mangrobang. Siya na daw ang favorite. So, Coach, may ano ba yung category? Ay, category. Si Kim Mangrobang.
Pinarap ko na si Coach Annie.
May age group din, no?
Sa age group, ano sa yung favorite? Siguro comment na lang, guys. Sino sa tingin yung favorite ni Coach Annie sa age group category? Kasi sa si Kim Mangrobang lang for the women's. For men's, sino?
Si Fer, feeling ko. Si Fer.
Magsiselos din ba niya?
Ako na magsasalita si Fer. Pero mas lamang pa rin ako kay Fer.
Okay. So, Fer,
Wala sila sabi.
sorry, Fer. So,
Sabi nila nilang ano yan.
Kim's number 1 to Coach Annie's Fer. Coach Kim, we've discussed most of the wins nyo during your career and winning moments. So, ngayon, let's discuss about failure. So, Kim, how do you handle yung times na had failures in your life? And Coach, especially you've witnessed it with your athletes. So, what advice do you usually give to those athletes that have faced hardships or failures in the sport? So, who wants to go first?
For me, tinitreat ko yung mga failure ko as motivation ko. I mean, mas nagpo-push forward ako if alam kong may kulang ako. And syempre, lesson sa akin. Kunyari, I mean, triathlon, ang daming room for mistakes. And usually, nangyayari yan sa races. And ina-analyze ko lahat ng mistake kong nagawa during the race. And then, tsaka ko ini-improve sa training. So, yun yung, ganun ko i-handle yung failure ko.
So talagang, when you see failure, matagal ka ba mag-move forward with failure or
actually, before mas matagal, pero ngayon kasi sa tagal ko sa triathlon, medyo, syempre, hindi naman laging perfect yung race ko, hindi naman laging perfect yung training ko. Kahit training, minsan, nag-fail ka rin eh. So, ngayon, mas madali ko na siyang binabrush off. Okay, normal, nangyayari. Hindi ako robot. Minsan napapagod talaga ako or hindi ko talaga kaya. So, kailangan kong i-address yon para ma-execute ko sa mga susunod kong competition or training.
So addressing it as soon as possible,
Yes.
and then look at the problem, analyze yung weak points pa niya and how to improve.
Yes.
I think very analytical si Kim.
Idol mo ba si Kobe Bryant? Idol mo? Kilala mo ba si Kobe?
Oo.
Kasi yung kanina sagot niya yung...
Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality, yung work daw niya yung triathlon, di ba? Parang, ganun si Kobe work niya yung basketball. Win or lose, okay, this is just work. Parang
So
ganun.
punta naman tayo kay Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson.
Kay Coach Annie. Wow, winning coach. Philippine.
Oh, yun. The Phil Jackson, the Philippine triathlon.
Well, actually tama si Kim. Kasi every time kasi kami naman, we know, okay, this was a bad race. So, kinakamusta ko sila individually. And then, pag si Kim, tinatanong ko, how are you? Are you okay? Sasabihin niya na, Coach, it's okay. I've been here before. Parang ganun. Pero I know that she had to go through a lot to reach this point. So I do have athletes na wala pa sa ganyang level na, okay, they can brush it off easily. Maybe not easily, it's always hard. But they can move on sooner. So I have a lot of athletes na talagang dinidibdib nila, and even I went through that. So what I would say to them is, look, it was not a good race, or maybe you can categorize it as a failure, but I wouldn't really categorize everything as a total failure because you always learn something, right? But just don't attach the bad race to your self-esteem. That's not
who you are.
You are not a failure yourself. You may have failed to podium or failed to achieve the goal we set, but that's you yourself are not a failure. You have to separate that. And I think a lot of athletes have a hard time identifying that. So once you realize that, okay, yun nga, it's just work or it's just something whether or not you're a full-time athlete or not, you learn to isolate that. That's something you did only. That's not you. Okay? So you work towards doing better, just as Kim said. I think that's the key.
Galing. So, failure is the stepping stone of success. So, parang, I think yun yung point ni
Exactly.
Exactly. Coach Annie.
Wait lang. Nakakahiya sa mga basketball,
Failure is your stepping stone.
Yeah.
To success. Yan.
Yun ba ang mantra mo, Coach Annie?
You know, I wouldn't have reached this point in my career as a coach or even when I was an athlete if I won all the time, you know. And then I would not think about like how I did that. Like, I was like, oh, it was so easy. No. So, kung ganun lahat, kung palagi ka lang panalo, you wouldn't even analyze what you did well, what you did not do so well, what you can improve on, and, you know, all the things that will help you grow. Okay? So all that is friction. Friction is like the struggle, the failure. If you don't have friction in your life, there's no growth.
How about you, Kim? Meron ka bang mantra?
Mantra.
Hard work, gan.
Ganun lang.
Hard
Hindi,
work.
parang
Simple.
parang time is gold. Mantra, di ba? Ikaw, meron ka.
Wait, sa amin. Sa amin, medyo importante. Time is gold.
Time is good. Kailangan niyang ma-reach yung time. Oh.
Time is good. 9:30 na. Natutulog na si Kim.
Example ko lang dapat yun, pero totoo for her yun kasi triathlon, di ba? Kailangan yung time.
Time
Di ba?
management. Very important
Mabilis.
skill yan.
Kaya mabilis. Wala kang mantra na parang lagi mong naaalala. Pag naalala ko to, I have to work hard. Ito lang yun.
Usually talagang work hard lang.
Wala kang favorite na quote?
Kim, galingan ko. Ganun.
Yun lang.
Kim, galingan mo.
Sinasabi mo yun sa sarili mo?
Always. I mean, kaya ko to. Yun yung lagi ko. Pag sa start, lagi ko sinasabi, alam kong kaya ko to.
Kaya mo to. Oh, yun.
At saka, wait, ang daming times, like yung SEA Games, na-feel ko, mananalo ako dito. Yung SEA Games Vietnam, nung tinatawag yung pangalan ko, sa duathlon, second day ko na to, sinabi ko sa sarili ko, feeling ko mananalo ako. Mafe-feel mo yung energy mo, yung paano yung mga tao sa'yo. Mafe-feel mo siya parang mananalo ka dito. Pero wait, minsan may races rin ako na parang ginugulat ko yung sarili ko.
Nagulat ka rin? Ba't ako nanalo?
Oo, ang daming times na parang, wow, kaya pala ng katawan ko yun. Kayang gawin ng katawan ko yun. Nakakagulat yung mga, and for me, sobrang nakaka-impress na kung ano yung kayang gawin ng body mo. Na, syempre nililimit mo lang always yung sarili mo na, okay, tuloy yung tinraining ko, baka tuloy yung kaya ko. Pero during the race, wow, kaya ko pang tumakbo ng 340 per kilometer na last 1K.
340 per kilometer.
Actually, I can attest to that. So sometimes she's really like on, like okay, very good yung vibe. Pero may days talaga like, and I'm talking about SEA Games as well. This is another country, SEA Games event. As in yung nilagay niyang goggles niya kasi umiiyak na siya. Coach, sabi niya, kinakabahan, sabi ko.
Hindi pa nag-start yung race, umiiyak ka na?
Meron siyang, hindi ko na sasabihin kung anong event yon, pero it was a SEA Games event. And then like, she was really nervous, but she was going through a lot of things during that time. And then, merong insecurity for some reason. Just before starting, nagla-line up sila. Sabi ko, Kim, you know what to do. You've done this so many times. So parang, even at this point, she still goes through that. It's, like she said, she's not a robot. So parang, we may see her as like, oh, she's so tough, she's so invincible, and like, no, actually no, she has to go through all the emotions just as we do.
Talagang 5 hours a day lang, no? Or more of training. Wait lang, six times a week yun?
7.
7 times a week?
7 days.
7 days a week.
Actually, yung 2 times a day, sometimes 3 yun. Kung may weights, kung may
Oo.
SNC.
For 7 days a week.
Every day.
Every day.
Sure, every day.
Kaya nga eh. Everyday nga eh.
Hindi nag-register sa utak ko kasi parang, hindi ko, oo, ganun ako ka-amaze.
Hindi naman lahat hard eh. As she said kanina, there's a balance. Luigi knows that also. So even for one day, for example, not both sessions are meant to be done hard. There's a key session and then maybe the afternoon session is just easy. Okay? And then the next day, you're ready to go again. And then maybe after 3 days of like some hard sessions consecutively, the fourth day is like, okay, there's no high heart rate.
Okay.
Meron din namang ano yun.
Parang
Hindi
ano
naman
lang.
lahat grabe.
Sabi nga nila, hindi sila machine, hindi sila
Parang walk in the park lang, gano'n.
Oo.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Balance nga.
Oo, balance.
Yan.
Oh, last question na.
Oh, sige. Coach, siguro tips na lang for...
Wait lang, may last question pa.
Ano?
Hanggang kailan mo, coach, nakikita yung sarili mo coaching?
So ngayon, indefinitely, wala pa. Indefinite pa. And I don't really see myself stopping
Is it safe to say na
until
10
I
years?
die.
No. 10 years from now, you're
Oh, yeah.
still
Yeah,
coaching?
Yeah.
Definitely
Kasi
10 years
ano
from
yun
now.
I feel like, okay, maybe I'm old or older than a lot of the coaches here, but I still feel like I have so much to learn. And I think that's the advice I would give to the other aspiring coaches or the other coaches here. Kasi if you feel like you know everything, then you can't keep sharing
Oo.
the knowledge. Or kasi my goal to learn more is because I want to impart the knowledge to them. It's not really for me to keep all that information. It's whatever I learn or whatever wisdom I gain, maybe later on I will have more of that. It's really for them. I don't wanna like, leave this earth and then not like do my part. And like I said, that's always been my motivation to have the next batches. So that's what I would also say to the other coaches: keep learning, never stop learning.
Yan, Coach, very controversial yung nabanggit ni Coach na, I mean, ang daming coaches na sumusulpot ngayon in the running scene, in the multi-sport scene, that, I mean, I would say not much experience. So,
Pero parang alam nila lahat.
yeah,
Ganun.
sometimes kasi parang, oh talaga, this guy is a coach. I mean, parang mas mabilis pa yung turuan niya na athlete. And parang, saan nagaling itong person na to? And maraming lumalabas yan since the age of social media, maraming lumalabas na influencer coach, something like that. So, Kim, what's your advice in terms of if you're a new athlete or runner going into multisport, what's your, ano yung tinitingnan mo when you're looking for a coach? Para, I mean, you're in the right path of where you want to go.
For me, yung relationship ng coach and athlete, sobrang special nun. Kailangan may mag-click kayong parang relation para mag-move forward kayo. Kasi, I mean, ang daming coach. Ang daming pwede mong lapitan. Pero yung relationship nyo na alam niya yung weakness mo and yung mga kung saan ka malakas, I think yun yung makakatulong. Kung if newbie ako, tapos maghahanap ako ng coach, magta-try ako ng madaming coaches. Kakausap ako ng madaming tao para mahanap ko yung perfect match na coach sa akin. Kasi relationship siya.
Very important din ba ang experience of doing the sport, I mean, certifications, etc.
Yeah, kasi madami kayong, like sabi nga ni Coach Annie na, madami siya napuntahan na, like, pinag-aaralan to coach. And then, kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihan lang yung athlete ng kung ano lang yung gusto mong gawin. So, feeling ko, kailangan rin talaga na may alam rin yung coach mo. Basic, kahit basic lang into sport.
Ikaw, Coach, I'm sure you want the best for your athletes, diba? So, but yung iba, very new to coaching. So, what do you recommend to these coaches that are coming up into the sport? What's your advice?
I would say to them what I personally practice for myself. I know that I have limitations. I don't know everything. There are certain things that I'm more competent with and certain things that I'm not. As a matter of fact, I like to co-coach. So Kim goes to Brazil sometimes and US, and then she used to go to Portugal and train with another coach. And then I sent some of the other athletes all over Australia, Spain, etc. Because I also know that there are other coaches who may impart certain knowledge better than, or even the terminology, even if we may be fundamentally teaching the same things, but maybe there are certain words that will click in terms of small things like technique, how to use the zones. Maybe I have not explained it as well, or maybe they can explain it better. So I don't have that ego that all credit to me, lahat ng alam nila galing sa akin. No. In fact, I know that even here, the athletes that I don't send to the foreign camps, I know that there's certain aspects like psychology. I found that out. Like we have partners. Okay, so we have psychology consultants, etc. And then the strength and conditioning. I don't do that personally. Of course, I coordinate. I coordinate with those consultants that, okay, this is when we want to peak. This is what Kim is focusing on now, and for example, other athletes are preparing for this event. So, alam ko naman na meron mas may expert doon sa bagay na yun kaysa sa akin. I think that's key. Know your limits, and in the process, you will also learn. And one more thing, I not only learn from my co-coaches or consultants in the sporting industry, but I also learn from them. So actually the feedback I gain from the athletes themselves is like I gained so much knowledge from that alone. So yun.
So experience
Yes.
one of the best teachers.
I'm curious about one thing. Meron akong panood recently, and sabi niya, to be, usually yung mga elite athletes, meron silang some kind of delusional belief sa sarili nila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Like
it's
super high self-belief.
Yeah.
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 Delusional kasi parang,
That's fine.
nakatuhanan mo ba yun? Pero tingin mo talaga nanalo ka? Feeling mo talaga nanalo ka? Ikaw, Luigi, as an athlete, nararamdaman mo rin ba yung ganun?
I think you have to have that craziness in yourself.
Yung parang borderline delusional na, di ba?
Kasi sometimes you have to visualize that you're gonna win. Even though you have tough competition, but that self-belief would be your mindset throughout the whole race. And that kahit andyan yung competition mo, you're focused on yourself. And most of the time, that helps you the most.
So, ikaw, coach, you agree with that?
Oh yeah, kasi the first person who should believe in yourself is you. Even if nobody else believes, sometimes your coach doesn't believe in you, diba? Sometimes your parents don't believe in you.
Yeah.
I mean, the people you love don't believe in you. You have to believe in yourself, no matter what. Even if it's delusional and crazy. Because, yeah.
mo you're delusional?
Yes.
Yes!
Easy yes.
A bit crazy, parang
Yes, the best people are the crazy people.
So you versus you.
Yes.
So coach, final tips for athletes that want to improve their times. I mean, from beginner to amateur, going to elite. Ano yung mga tips that you want to impart to
Ikaw
them?
naman.
For me, so sa mga newbie, syempre, sobrang ganda ng triathlon community, pero huwag kayo magpapabudol if hindi kayo trained. Kailangan nyo mag-training, please. Kasi ang dami kong naririnig na parang 1 month pa lang ako nagtitraining pero mag-a-Ironman ako. Please, huwag naman ganon. So, kailangan nyo maghanap ng proper coach and mag-training talaga.
So,
Yun yung
gano'n
siguro.
dapat sila katagal mag-training?
For me, para yung recommended, siguro 3 months.
3 months pwede na.
3 months
Kaya
pwede
si
na.
Coach Justin would want to go into triathlon. 3 months pwede na siya.
3 months.
Wait
pwede
lang,
na
yung
siya.
swim time ko, 3 minutes per 100
3
ako eh.
months. Nakakita na talaga ako, 3 months.
Wait lang, yung swimming ko ngayon, 3 minutes per 100.
3 months. 3 months.
3 minutes per 100 ba ako, sir? Di ba? Hindi, 3 minutes ako.
Basta everyday ka mag-train.
Oo,
Everyday
3
ka
months.
mag-train.
3 minutes ako per 100. Ikaw?
Basta 3 months, regardless of your
Oo.
time.
3 months.
What's your 100?
Average.
Yes.
Average.
Ayaw sabihin.
Average lang ako.
Mga 140 per 100 pagka long distance.
Okay.
Pag si
Pwede.
Luigi.
Okay.
Si,
Yung average niya.
si Kim, ma'am.
Ay, mga 120.
120.
So kung gusto mo mag-triathlon, yan, nabanggit ni Kim, 3
Oo,
months.
3 months. Kailangan mag-training.
Saka
talaga.
everyday, no? Everyday swimming.
Kanina ka pa na din sa everyday.
Talaga siya.
Kaya ba? Kaya ba?
Sir Nigel, pagawa ka na ng swimming pool, everyday tayo.
Kaya mo naman yan kasi everyday ka naman nag-workout, coach.
Kaya nga yung sinabi ko kanina sa kanya na reasoning sa swim, logistics eh. Minsan kasi yung pool access dito mahirap din talaga.
Tips. Coach, ano tips pa?
So the same thing that I always say is just be consistent and like Kim said, bite-sized pieces, step-by-step progression. If you're building a pyramid, right, you have to start from the bottom. You can't just suddenly jump into like the third to the last layer and expect miracles. So you have to do it brick by brick and be consistent. Every session is 1 brick.
May kilala ako, Tito Kagad.
Yun lang. Marami naman akong kilala ganun.
Baka may pambili yun. Baka may pambili, nagpagawa ng pyramid.
Yan talagang kung may short distance, gusto niya, long distance ba? Diba? Yung matinding self-belief talaga.
hindi na siya sumali ng standard eh, no?
Hindi na, kagad. Ulong kagad.
Delusion na. Hindi na delusional, natapos naman eh.
Delusional na.
Guys, siguro let's talk about nutrition naman. Kung 7 days ka nagtitrain a week, syempre, malakas ka rin siguro kumain, di ba? Parang anong itsura ng diet ng isang elite athlete or elite triathlete?
So maaga kami nag-start sa morning. So paggising ko, nag-oatmeal agad ako before training.
Anong oras to?
5
a.m.
5 a.m.
Okay guys, so hindi siya fasted
Hindi ako
workout.
fasted.
Okay, sige.
Then after
Oatmeal, gano'ng kadami to usually?
Isang bowl.
Isang bowl.
Yung alam kong enough na masusustain hanggang for 2.5 hours. Tapos pagkatapos ko mag-training,
May fruits bang halo to?
wala.
Okay.
Oatmeal lang. And then,
Plain oatmeal with sugar?
wala. Oatmeal lang.
May lasa ba yun?
Wala. Hindi ko naman kailangan ng masarap. Kailangan ko
Ayan.
ng nutrients.
Ganyan kami mga elite athlete. Wala kami pakialam sa lasa. Di ba? Nutrients lang.
Ako hindi, gusto ko may lasa.
Okay, hindi ka kumain, guys.
Hindi, pero coach kasi maaga siya. So parang medyo antok ka pa. Hindi
Baka naman iniinom mo na lang yun, ha?
Hindi pa na-turn on yung ano ba yung masarap or yung hindi masarap.
Yung senses mo,
Oo,
hindi
senses
pansin.
ba?
Ini-spoon mo pa yan or inom na
Oh.
lang.
Ini-spoon.
Ah, spoon.
Paano ba kainin yung oats?
Hindi! Pwede mong inumin yan.
Hindi ko na naman sinabi sinig
Madali
niya.
Ito naman yung size ng ano na kaysa sa katawan mo. Medyo spoon-spoon lang muna. Yung sa'yo siguro tinutong ka.
Okay, so oatmeal, training.
Yeah, training. And then second breakfast plus whey protein.
Ang second mo, breakfast. Anong itsura nun?
Right after ng workout ko, nag-whey protein ako plus glutamine.
Yun lang.
Yun lang. Tapos rice and ulam.
1 cup of rice.
So that's lunch na.
Hindi ko mini-measure.
Rough estimate.
Medyo gutom ako today, so dadamihan
Mga
ko.
2 cups.
So it varies sa workout
Oo.
kasi di ba may heavy.
May mahirap na
Heavy day,
training,
may
easy training.
easy day.
Pag heavy training, 2 cups.
Hindi ko
Ay, sa ano mo, galing. Ano mo,
Kaya nga.
Ito, hindi lang triathlon. Hindi ko ninunood talaga.
Hindi, kasi syempre, I'm sure yung mga listeners natin, ako curious, talaga, gano'ng kadami yan? Diba? Kasi para sa mga nakikinig dyan, syempre hindi nyo naman, hindi, nakikita din pala nila si Kim ngayon. Kasi YouTube to. Ayan, nakikita nyo naman. Lean naman siya. 1 cup, 2 cups of rice ba yun?
Depends sa
Depends.
work.
Pero minsan 2 cups.
Oo, pag gutom. And then after ko second breakfast, magna-nap na ako. And then gigising ako mga 2 p.m. And then lunch. And then workout again.
Lunch is rice and ano again.
Yeah, rice
Lion.
and
Lamb.
meat. And then workout again. And then after workout, protein.
Shake or...
Yeah, protein shake. And then uwi na ako and dinner. And then sleep 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
So, yun yung routine ko every day.
kailan doon mo mapasok yung date?
Walang date.
Kadina kami.
Okay. Sumasabay mag-training.
Yung on season, yung off season, saka na.
Okay.
Off season.
Okay. Ikaw, Coach Luigi.
Ano?
Tanong mo. Ano naman tanong mo? Nawala na ako eh.
Pero panos periodic kami naman yun.
Yeah.
Especially pag training weekend, oats. Oats din ako din. Rice and meal, then
Yep.
protein.
So during training ba, nagtatake ka rin ng mga endurance supplements?
Yes, usually pag mahirap yung training, nagtitake ako ng precision fuel. Maganda rin siya kasi napapractice ko siya, yung gel, for the race. Kasi pag nagtitraining ako na mahirap, usually sobrang high ng heart rate ko. Parang natitesting ko siya. Siyempre, pag nagre-race ka, high heart rate ka. So, pinapractice ko na rin siya during training. So, every time na may mahirap na training, nagtitake ako ng gel.
So sinasimulate niya yung what she takes during a hard workout para sa race. Wala masyadong difference.
So pag
Sanay
ano
na
ba,
yung katawan mo.
pagka competition ba, race, ikaw na bahala sa nutrition mo, hydration mo. Kahit ano, allowed.
Yeah, pero pinaplan namin yun. Kaya pinapractice ko during training yung mga tinitake ko. Lahat ng tinitake ko during training, yun rin yung tinitake ko during racing.
Racing.
Ano yan, very calculated yan on how many to take. Because may limit din yung natin yung gut natin on how much you could take in terms of amount of carbs. Diba, yung iba parang they feel bloated. So yun yung iniiwasan na. Especially sila Kim sa elite level. Ayaw nilang makahinder yung nutrition. But it's supposed to help them. Yun nga, be faster, be stronger. Yun. Coach, how important for you yung nutrition when it comes to... Kasi ang pillars ng triathlon, swim, bike, run. but they say that nutrition is one of the key pillars in
Yes.
the sport.
Oh yeah. Actually, one of my mentors, Brett Sutton, he even said to us when he was mentoring us na, people say that transition is the fourth sport or nutrition is the fourth sport. Actually, nutrition is the first before swim, bike, and run. Because as you can tell from her narration of her normal day, you can't even do any of those without food first.
Yeah.
So it's really important, especially as you do higher intensity or longer durations. A sedentary person needs to eat 2 to 3 square meals a day without doing any exercise or training sessions. What more if you're asking so much more from your body? So just think about that.
Yeah. So, ito very controversial. Do you advise the athletes to do fasted workouts or?
So nutrition is, I believe, very individual. And also, even for the same individual, you go through different phases during your annual program.
Yeah.
So there may be a time that you're not really, it's a long way off from your next race, and you have a comfortable period that, okay, you may want to lose weight, for example. And then you have like a lot of time, maybe you have 2 months na, sabi ng coach mo, very easy aerobic work lang, then maybe that is a good time to do that, right? But then when the build phase starts, or the load gets heavier, then maybe it may not be a good idea. So it really depends, but then you have to, at the end of the day, find what really works for you.
Meron akong question. Meron ba kayong like target weight na, for example, this athlete, ito yung height niya, you perform best at this weight?
So again, iba-iba yung skeletal system natin, yung muscular structure ng mga tao, iba-iba, even for the same height. So it's power to weight. It's never weight per se. It's always power to weight. And over a period of time, if you are very good with monitoring, you will find out what your optimal
Body weight?
Yes. So I know what my optimal weight is. But that's not the same for every person who is 5'2", right? And female. Because I'm more muscular and like I have denser skeletal structure than most females, here in the Philippines anyway. So it's never gonna be the same optimal weight.
Yeah, I agree. Kasi,
So do you try to reach that weight by tweaking your diet or your training, or
Both.
let's just see where it falls? Ganun.
So of course you have that in your mind, but then you always prioritize doing the right sessions.
Okay.
And then that will just be a bonus maybe. And then when you reach that point na, okay, you're feeling really fit, then more often than not, then nag-prepare up yun.
Baka lang kasi merong mga situation na parang, ay parang masyado kong payat ngayon, baka you need to eat more.
Meron talagang ganun. And I do point out, without trying to body shame my athletes, I do point out that, I say it in a way like, I have more like very lean kids right now, and I tell them, okay, you need to
Eat
probably
more.
supplement with whey protein, especially on our longer and harder session days. So that's how I word it. So they know that they need to bulk up a little bit more.
Nangyayari rin ba sa triathlon coach yung sobrang elite ka na mag-training, sobrang 7 times a week ka mag-training, or every day naman tayo doon.
kahit hindi,
Ano ba yun
kahit hindi ka elite, 7 days at
Si Luigi, 7 days a week
7 days
nag-training.
Ayun.
Yung mga athletes ni coach.
Every day ka mag-training, nangyayari din ba na, yun nga, kailangan mo pa rin mag-diet? Nangyayari din ba yung parang everyday naman sila nag-training, pero sabi mo, Parang ano, you have to tone down yung calorie.
We don't see it
Yeah,
that
we
way.
don't recommend that.
We use it as, we see food as fuel.
Hindi.
So, we don't really, actually, I don't really use the word diet. Because diet maybe has a connotation or stigma of like food deprivation or something like that. We don't really see our food that way. We have a session and then we address the fuel needs for that session. That's just how we
Sa bagay,
live our day.
Nakalimutan ko, triathletes nga pala kayo.
Oo.
No? You're more concerned with performance.
Exactly.
Kaya
Yes.
ako naman kasi minsan tumitingin ako sa
Yeah, kaya
appearance
nga
eh.
Hindi kami,
As a bodybuilder.
Hindi kami yan. We're not bodybuilders.
Yes.
So very
Oo.
important that you have to keep
Yes.
yourself healthy.
Yes.
So if you're not eating, there are times that you may get sick.
Exactly.
So yun yung ayaw natin. So kaya nga sabi ni Kim, she eats until she gets full. Because if gutom ka, training ka, mas laspag ka,
Oh, ito.
mas stress yung katawan mo. you
From a
get sick.
bodybuilder's perspective,
Okay.
nangyayari ba na everyday ka na nagtitraining and yet you're still not losing weight? Hindi, walang ganun.
Could be.
Could
Kasi,
be.
May mga ganun?
Yeah.
Every
Ako,
day?
It happens to me.
yeah.
But you're not losing weight?
Yeah. Ako,
Muscle is heavier
Yeah.
than fat.
Hmm.
So,
For me, hindi factor yung weight that much. Kasi if you look at our Olympic champion for the men's,
oh yeah.
iba yung katawan niya.
Oh,
Hindi
yeah.
siya yung lean na person. And
Olympic champion worldwide?
Olympic champion.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, siya yung Olympics na kaya talaga.
Olympic sa swimming
Pang
pool.
Olympic world champion din yun. Ha? Ano ba yung supplements nila? Hindi
Ano ba?
Ano ba?
Cut!
Yung totoo, ano naman siya?
Papaya tayo sa
Olympic champion.
Dalawe.
Hindi kasi Olympic champion, iniisip ko, Filipino, may ano naman tayo. Di ba?
Anyway, going back.
Going back, hindi ako, even for me personally, most of the people who notice me, they even say na parang, oh, hindi naman mukhang triathlete yan ah. Parang gano'n.
Hindi ka daw mo ka.
So parang, ba't medyo chubby ang lalaki yan, di ba? So, yeah, pero yun nga.
Hindi,
It's not about weight.
What's your weight right now?
Talagang may ganon? Hindi na ako sasali dyan ah.
Hindi, sabihin mo. Hindi, sabihin.
For a normal triathlete, I'm a bit, on the heavy side.
Hindi, ang curious lang naman ako. From your weight right now, hindi nag-iiba from your peak, like race weight.
If you're an age grouper, it's hard to sometimes, go for that race weight because, yun nga, sabi ni Coach, life happens. So, if sometimes work is
Hindi, life
stressful.
happens pero ikaw nananalo ka eh, di ba?
Hindi, I mean, regardless. Pero if there are things happening in your life that di mo na-hit yung target training load mo, and even yung diet mo, napapakain ka with your office mates, so hindi mo talaga na-hit yung target weight mo. So, again, it's different for age groupers versus...
Ako kaya ako
athletes.
nasasabi, di ba? Ngayon nga, madalas ako mag-run. And pag nag-run ako, minsan iniisip ko yung weight ko eh. Ay, medyo mabigat ako ngayon. Mabagal yata ako mag-run. Parang nahihirapan ako mag-run. Parang...
If you're coming from, yan nga, a bodybuilder build, yun talaga may factor if you lose weight. Pero if you're, you're used to, matagal ka na rin in the sport, I mean, used to na yung katawan mo in that weight eh. So, konting fluctuations is okay, pero ako hindi ako masyadong particular sa weight.
So yung off-season weight mo and peak season weight, hindi masyado magkaiba?
Wala naman kasi off-season yan eh.
Meron naman.
Joke lang.
Wala off-season? Seven to! Nakakalimutan ko, everyday nga pala tayo dito. Nakakalimutan kong athlete ka ni Coach Annie.
Ay, maniwala guys, may off-season tayo.
Hindi, joke lang. Inaano ko lang siya.
Hindi, Meron naman. Pero yun nga, kami triathletes hindi masyadong particular sa weight like
Yeah.
compared to bodybuilders.
Yeah. Actually, I would like to point out, in the Olympics, which is the whole world,
Full world. Olympics!
Whole
world, okay.
I mean, you can see the start line of the triathlon event. And Luigi pointed out that the gold medalist, he would not look like an image you have of a typical triathlete. And all of the people in that start line, iba-iba yung body type. Pero they perform. So we think of food in terms of energy and fuel. We don't think of like
Yeah.
how will it affect our weight, how it will affect our weight, or
The
you know.
aesthetics.
Ako naman
Exactly.
ma'am, nakaka-relate naman ako dyan kasi
Oo.
yung previous, yung dominant na champion namin sa CrossFit, hindi rin siya talaga yung
There you
leanest.
go. There you go.
I think when it comes to performance,
Yes.
being lean doesn't really matter that much.
So don't be discouraged whatever your weight is. So yeah,
Power to weight.
power to weight and performance is
Yes.
still the
Pero Luigi, hindi ka chubby.
Oo, for the record.
Oh,
gusto
hindi
ko
ka
lang
chubby.
sabihin na...
Oo. Sino nagsabi?
Meron!
Hindi, oo, di ba?
Hindi, I mean, especially yung chan. Yung chan.
Hindi.
Meron nga ganun sabi kaya
Hindi, for
That's what you call stored energy.
Hindi kasi nagpo-first kasi talaga siya. So, I guess like, people would think na kailangan super cut na hindi naman laging ganun.
Siguro if nako-compare din sa mga katabi ko, yeah. Ako sa katabi ko kasi,
Paano yung nangyari yun? Ano nangyari yun?
sino to?
Secret!
Coach and Kim, I've observed that you're very particular with the brands that you partner. And you're very loyal with those brands.
Yes.
I think most of the people know who you partnered with and you've been with them for a very long time. So what are the considerations you're looking to a partner brand will support you?
For me, syempre, important sa akin yung integrity ng product, of course. Especially me, lalo na supplements, of course. Lalo na sa akin, lagi akong tinetest for doping test. So, lahat ng tinitake ko, nililist ko siya. And lahat yon meron akong list ng background kung saan siya galing, ano yung tinake ko, bakit ko siya tinake. Kasi, subject ako to doping test once in a while. So, yon lagi kong pinipili kung sino yung makaka-partner ko, lalo na sa nutrition. Sobrang important dun sa akin.
I agree. Kasi, for us, quality. In fact, I tell them repeatedly, look, if you're not gonna take it or whatever, or use it, whatever the product might be, then don't partner with that brand, right?
Correct.
It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't work for you, you're never gonna use that product. Why are you going to
You've been
be
promoting it,
representing that? People will see through that.
Correct.
And then the relationship you have with the brand itself, that's important, okay? And then, like for me, if I would buy the product even if I weren't sponsored by that company, that's a sure sign that I would last long with that company.
So segue lang ako. What made you choose Whey King as your nutrition partner? As you mentioned, Kim, very particular ka, especially you're being tested. So what did you see in Whey King that made it the right nutrition partner for you?
Yeah, of course, yung Whey King, nakita ko yung, syempre, inaaral nila yung products na pinapasok nila and minimake sure nila na tama yung content itself. So, kaya ako nag-decide kung bakit Whey King yung napili ko.
Ako kasi, honestly, even before I met you guys, I would always, sinasabi ko sa mga athletes, can you please go to this store? Kasi we have a branch in Vista Mall in Santa Rosa. And buy this, like, depending on what I think that athlete needs, whatever supplement. And I would just always send them to Waking, which is like, and
even before pa.
And my husband and I, like, siya, very, siya sa whey protein eh. Ako with the supplements, like the berries, the BCAAs, etc. Yung mga micronutrients, I would always supplement with that when I'm training. So yeah, it just made sense for me because I'm already using. And High Five, actually, when I was training in Australia, I would always use that gel. So they're very like familiar with me already.
So that's very, the sport is very lucky to have Coach Annie and Kim partnering with the top
Of course.
supplement.
And we are very lucky to have Waking.
The end bow.
Bedtime na.
Siya, 9 p.m. Go.
Yung totoo. 7:30 sa'yo. Anyway.
So Waking Nation, that's it for this episode. Thank you Coach Annie and Kim Mangrobang for a very jam-packed session. Ang dami natin natutunan. I'm sure, Coach, marami ka natutunan today.
Sobrang dami kong natutunan, Weighing Nation. No?
Mukhang puzzle ka pa rin hanggang ngayon kung paano maging elite triathlete.
Wala, yung rest day, tatanggalin ko na sa vocabulary ko yan. No?
Yes is for the... Alright, so Coach Annie, Kim, do you wanna shout out to anyone? Do you wanna promote anything?
Ako, first of all, thank you to Waking for inviting us. It was really fun. And I would also like to say hi to our squad, the Next Step Try.
Yeah, of course, thank you Waking and thank you sa lahat ng nagsusupport sa national team and sa Next Step Try.
Coach, may nabalitaan ako sa iyo. 'Di ba uso na ngayon ng running era, 'di ba?
Running era?
Yeah.
Wow,
running era ngayon, pero may running era.
May Santa Rosa
before,
Running Club ba?
May
running club
may ilo-launch na running club si Coach Annie.
Yes.
Oy, tama ako, Santa Rosa Running Club.
It's actually like, so south-based siya. So we alternate every Thursday sa Vermosa and Nuvali, West Grove area. So, stand by for further announcements. And the Instagram account for that is Run Just One.
Run Just One. So,
Run?
follow.
Paano yun?
So, it's curated by Hannah Pangilinan, and then I'm the coach for the group.
Run Just One?
1% better
Yes.
every day.
Okay.
Gets na
Run
niya,
Just
gets
One.
niya.
Okay. Run Just One.
Mamba mentality
Mamba
yan.
Yes.
So, Coach, anything you want to say before we end this episode?
Naalala ko tuloy yung humble beginnings ng Waking. Since nandito tayo, dito namin kinokondak yung podcast natin, Weighing Nation, sa very first branch ng weighing supplements. So, nung nagsimula kami, parang hindi ko ma-imagine na makakasama natin eventually yung mga national athletes, yung mga champion, like yan, si Sir Luigi. Yan.
Saka very special na makasama natin together si Kim and si Coach.
So yun.
Yan. I think it's one of the first episodes.
Actually, it might be the first.
Must
We're
be the
always
first one.
interviewed post-race
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
but never in a podcast, actually.
So
Yun, we're
lucky
very
Weighing Nation.
thankful din na nakasama natin si Coach Annie and si Ma'am Kim. Yun, so mga bigati ng triathlon. And syempre, Sir Luigi. Yan, so,
Okay, sige.
that's it, Weighing Nation. I'm sure madami kayong natutunan sa episode natin. Until next time. Biceps out.